Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's currently O Dark Early on Feast of Saint Didacus, and some thoughts I have on what can we do in this time. Because earlier I've been thinking about, okay, I want to edify my neighbor, help build up my neighbor. There's already enough horrifying things that we can see in our news feeds, social media feeds, that if we really wanted to go there, we could just doom scroll and black pill pretty bad if we go that far. So I was thinking earlier on this theme of edifying my neighbor, help build him up, and I was watching a video on one of my YouTube subs, and the YouTuber was talking about Cardinal Mueller and his statements about the Synod, over the course of the last few years, and what he was telling us during and afterwards. So what I was struck by was that how we resist, because I've heard people ask that question, what do I do about what's going on? What do I do? It's like, okay, here's what we do. We simply continue being faithful Catholics. That in the face of this, of what goes on in the church and outside the church, we simply continue being faithful Catholics. That we assert the truth in the face of people in the clerical or in the lay state or the religious state, or worldlings outside of the church, trying to confuse and just obfuscate and do all these things to get Catholics to stray. No, we simply continue being faithful Catholics, and we assert the truth when someone is saying something that contradicts it, or trying to confuse us, or get inside our heads and maybe get to doubt things. So so that brings up this point. I remember reading in the life of Pope St. Pius X. A lady had asked him, "What can I do? What can I do for the church?" And this saintly Pope had said, "Teach the Catechism." So we learn the Catechism. We live the Catechism by our example. We teach it by our words, and the whole time making our confession of faith in what we say and what we do, and the whole time we show the divine love with which we do it. I mean, whenever we're living the Catholic faith, we're living the law of God, and we're standing fast, and we're speaking the truth in charity to build up the church. And at that point, we're already resisting. There's no that's the thing we do. And then praying the breviary as I do. I try to pray as much of the daily office as I can. And one of the things that the breviary teaches, whenever you're praying the Psalms, is the just man is focused on God, keeping His law, doing His justices, which also includes doing the duties of our state in life, wherever that is, clerical, religious, lay, whichever form, and God is the one that defeats our enemies. If we stay faithful, God takes care of the rest. So So thinking on that line, I'm thinking of just drawing on in my life, praying the office, the traditional mass in my 1945 missal, and the teaching document, the Catechism of Trent. Baltimore's good. It's pretty simple. Q&A format, very clear, bullet point answers. Awesome, great, good. Comes in four editions, from for students approaching First Communion, all the way up to high school students and catechists, Sunday school teachers, and adult converts. Very good. And then, of course, Catechism of Trent. Also, the Credo by Bishop Schneider has a lot of good answers about the modern issues we face. So, I just want you all out there to just think on this. We know our faith. We profess our faith in what we say and what we do. That whenever we've got people inside or outside the church trying to, doing what they do that goes against the law of God, whether it be, just mealy mouth kind of, yes, the truth is this, but on the other hand, or secularists outside of the church just straight up speak blasphemy and lies. So just assert the truth of the faith, stand fast and assert the truth of the faith. God takes care of the rest. And given this time, this is a beautiful time. I'm thinking this is a beautiful time because we get to see who the real Catholics are, from the glib imitations or the lukewarm, from the lukewarm. This is a time of martyrs and confessors. Martyrs, red and white, and confessors who suffer for the faith, but did not die for it. So, and then something else this YouTuber had said this morning was really important, and I'd like to close with this thought. Our Lord had told us that had spoken about coming to the kingdom that my Father has prepared for you since the foundation of the world. At Ascension Tide, we learn that our Lord Jesus Christ ascended into heaven, sits at the right hand of God the Father Almighty. He's interceding for us before the throne of God, showing his wounds to God the Father. And he's prepared mansions for us in heaven. When he returns to judge the living and the dead, he'll separate the sheep and the goats. The sheep enter into the kingdom that has been prepared for us. What we are fighting for in the good fight of the faith on earth is not for this world. Things of this world are passing. They're only there to serve towards our supernatural end, which is our salvation. This is temporary. It's passing. I mean, worldlings in and out of the church, they focus so much about this world. It's useful, but it's only useful towards our salvation. We gotta keep that day in mind when our Lord comes to judge the living and the dead, and separates the sheep from the goats. I hope my thoughts have been helpful. Please remember, folks, pray for yourselves, for those around you, those under your care and authority. Pray for the Pope. Pray for the Church, because Bishop Schneider says something very important. we can't forget the supernatural aspect. It's God ultimately that defeats our enemies and delivers His people, the church. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. God bless you all. May the divine assistance always remain with us. May the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in peace. Like and subscribe, hit the heart, follow, share on social media, and God bless. See you later.